Bobbi Althoff was the undisputed queen of awkward, a viral sensation who built an empire on unexpressive humor. In less than a year, she went from a mom on TikTok to doing a podcast in the bed of one of the world's biggest stars. Her career wasn't just a rise, it was a rocket launch. But what happens when the rocket runs out of fuel and the joke gets old? This is the story of how the undeserved fame of Bobbi Althoff was quickly broken. We'll look at how a few key interviews sparked a firestorm of public backlash that brought her career to a screeching halt. How did she go from being the internet's favorite oddball to a cautionary tale? This is the downfall of Bobbi Althoff. Before the A-list celebrities and the painfully long silences, Bobbi Althoff was a relatively unknown TikToker. Starting in 2021, she found her footing as a momfluencer, but with a sharp, sarcastic twist.
There is nothing more embarrassing than walking around with one of these. Everyone knows how it got there. You know what you did.
She made videos about her marriage and her kids, whom she jokingly nicknamed Richard and Concrete.
I just always really loved the name Richard, and I wanted a boy, but I had a girl, and I decided to name her Richard anyway.
Her delivery style was unexpressive and emotionless. While other parenting content was like a sweet, colorful cupcake, hers was like a shot of bitter espresso, bracing, unexpected, and for a certain crowd, deeply addictive. This wasn't the curated, picture-perfect world dominating social media. It was self-deprecating and resonated with an audience tired of fake perfection. She built a loyal following in the millions who genuinely vibed with her unique brand of humor. But Althoff knew the family content couldn't last forever, so she made a pivot that would change her life.
The way that my podcast started was I was like, 250 is great and all, but it's hard to come up with content with just me every day.
$250,000 a year as an annual income is great and all.
Yes.
It is great.
It is
it's
great. But I was like, this doesn't have longevity, you know? Like it's not what every day I'm having to come up and like go viral. And it's like, no matter how long you've been doing it, going viral and being viral is not easy. So it's like every day I was still posting 10 videos a day, even when I had my 3 million followers, and some of those videos would completely flop and get like 50,000 views, and I was just constantly having to think, and I was like, the only thing that is so successful every time is collabs. And then I saw this video of a girl talking about how much she made from her podcast, and I think I mentally decided that she made like at least 300 a year on her podcast alone, and I was like, that's what I need to do next. Like, I need a podcast. So I started it. It was first called So You're.
She realized that if she had nothing new to say, she could just let other people do the talking. In 2023, with no big announcement, The Really Good Podcast was born.
Hi guys, welcome to The Really Good Podcast with your host, Bobbi Althoff.
The set was as minimal as her personality. An old couch, 2 mics, and some cold, hard lighting. The concept was even simpler. Conversations defined by their sheer, unadulterated awkwardness.
I saw the comments, you read the comments, you were responding to the comments because you don't have anything better to do with your time but respond to comments under my video.
You know, I was hoping to get to know you a little bit on here, the way we've gotten to know each other off camera. And I see what you're doing.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you want to seem cool. You're like, oh, I want my people to think, what do you call them?
Goblins.
Did you come up with that?
Mm-hmm.
And they just went along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you have a fan army name?
No.
Okay.
You would know that because you stalk me in your free time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to ask a question you know the answer to.
Okay.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
I had questions to ask about.
Did you write them down?
No, I remember my stuff.
Okay, congratulations. You've been doing this for a lot longer. You're much older than me.
I'm 23.
You're not 23.
Okay.
I think we went over this when we did my podcast. You're
when you had all my information wrong, when you thought you knew where I was from and who I was dating and how much money I had and what car I drove and my age, and it was all off.
Okay, it's not my fault that no one actually cares enough to get that information right about you.
Jesus Christ, you're such a
Her unexpressive style was no longer just the seasoning, it was the main course. Her big break came with her interview with Funny Marco. The episode was the definition of awkward. 2 people with completely different chemistry talk for hours. Watching it felt like watching a tightrope walker wobble over a canyon. You were terrified they might fall, but you absolutely could not look away.
Yeah, I can see you as a great relationship partner, and that's why you'll get
Are you
far.
hitting on me? Are you hitting on me?
You're not my type.
What's your type?
People that, like, my type is just brothers, a lot of brothers, a lot of just wild ghetto shit, just somebody just patting their head all day and just saying, where's my baby daddy? Where's my baby daddy? Oh, you got me I'm about to bust all your windows out. You got it all twisted in this mother. Get my mother before I beat your ass and I cheat on her. And then she just like, I don't know the you didn't cheat on me, and she beat me up. And then I'll be in jail, and I get out, and I'll be like, yo, like, why you call the police on me? And she's just like, because you ain't mother. And then that's when I'm just like, yo, lady, chill out. I love you. And we start kissing. Then she be like, now go in there and take care of your stepson, because he ain't really your son, mother. And I'm like, whoa, I like that. I don't think you got that in you at all. You got spooky hearing it out, you know? And that's just real life where I come from. That's straight gutter, just out the wall, blown. Everything is just like a waterfall, just keep dropping. And you don't even know who Tupac.
The interview blew up, getting millions of views and putting Althoff on the map. Her brand was now set in stone. She was the anti-interviewer who asked questions like she didn't care about the answers, creating a spectacle that was just bizarre enough to be entertaining. And the entertainment world, always hungry for something new, started to pay attention. Just a few months into her podcast, Bobbi Althoff landed the ultimate guest, Drizzy Drake. The episode felt like a coronation. It was filmed in Drake's actual bed, and it racked up tens of millions of views, launching her into a new stratosphere of fame. It was the ultimate proof that her bizarre formula worked. But this peak was also the beginning of the end. In the middle of the interview with Drake, Bobbi admitted that she had missed her kid's birthday to make the interview happen, while Drake called her out for bad parenting.
You did. I really do appreciate
On my
that.
daughter's first birthday.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
You missed your daughter's first birthday for
To
this.
be here.
Dark. Regret that you'll never be able to undo.
Yeah.
Horrible parenting.
This insight confirmed the narrative of how far Bobbi would go to pursue fame, even at the cost of abandoning her own family. The Drake interview planted the seeds of her downfall by kicking off two narratives she could never shake. One, she was a horrible mom. And second, the industry plant accusations started flying. The term describes a creator whose success feels so sudden and well-connected that it seems manufactured by the industry, not earned organically.
I know.
You're not an industry plant, right?
I am, but
You do feel kind of planty. We do have the same manager, so is this?
I
kind
know,
of
isn't that
planted?
crazy?
Feels a bit planty.
This is definitely planty.
you got here in 5 minutes. It took me 20 years.
Hey, it has been a minute.
What I think industry plant is, it's like somebody that has been that is tied to someone else in the industry and uses those connections to capitalize.
How does a new podcaster with only a handful of episodes land an interview with one of the most private celebrities on the planet? Rumors swirled that her rise was a setup, fueled by unconfirmed reports that she shared management with Drake. For many, her rapid ascent undermined the very authenticity her brand was built on. Then, things got weirder. The Drake interview was suddenly wiped from her YouTube channel, and the two unfollowed each other on Instagram. It was like a magician performing their greatest trick and then immediately insisting it never happened, which only fueled more speculation, attributing the cause to her unimpressed reaction when she attended one of Drake's concerts. In an interview, she claimed that there was nothing going on between them and that they were still friends.
What was the thing that went viral with you and Drake where they're like, the unfollow? What happened with that? Why did he unfollow you?
I guess we'll never know.
When's the last time you talked to him?
A couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago.
So that's your homeboy for real?
He's a very nice person, and he's definitely, clearly changed the trajectory of, that was a big word.
He did change it.
Changed my whole career. So either him or Funny Marco, but both of them definitely changed my whole entire.
But it was clear that Drake didn't like the way she reacted in his concert because he went on to diss her in a track. The moment that was supposed to cement her career turned into a lingering controversy, and her once charming indifference started to look like something else entirely. With more fame came more scrutiny, and people started to look at her lifeless podcasting style delivery with fresh eyes. The line between awkward funny and just plain disrespectful began to blur. Her shtick was like a potent spice. A little bit made the dish interesting, but too much of it just left a bad taste in your mouth. A major turning point was her interview with the rapper Offset, but not for anything good, because she was completely roasted.
You wanted to be on my podcast.
Why you keep saying that cat shit, man? I honestly didn't even want to do this shit. I don't do interviews. I'm with you because they're making me. You need a little bit of seasoning. You ain't got no seasoning, man. You like a plain piece of chicken, just on the thing, you pull it off, and then you serve the dish. You need some motherfucking seasoning, man.
You can leave now.
This is my hotel. I paid for this. You can leave now.
The exchange went viral, but this time the public reaction was different. Many viewers sided with Offset, seeing Althoff's act not as a clever bit, but as rude and unprofessional. The criticism grew louder, with many arguing that her persona was a cover for disrespect, especially towards her black guests. The backlash hit so hard that Althoff later admitted she had a difficult time staying in character. The same internet that celebrated her for being different was now starting to label her as just mean.
So you're on a show called Pretty Little Liars. Was the lie that you were pretty?
I haven't put out an album for a very long time.
No one's worried about that.
I go to the gym every day.
You don't look like you go to the gym every day.
I do.
You should probably go more.
The criticism didn't just stay on her interview style, it snowballed into a full-blown public backlash. In early 2024, her husband, Bobbi Althoff, filed for divorce, adding another layer of intense public scrutiny to her life. As old clips of her started to pop up, showing her true character and the supposed reason behind the divorce.
My husband says he's upset with me because, in his words, "Sweetie, you need to stop spending so much money on DoorDash. Ordering it 3 times a day is not appropriate, and we need to start living within our means. Honey, it sounds like you have an income problem, not that I have a spending problem. Start earning more money and we won't have these issues." So I took his credit card that we share, and I booked a vacation for my daughter Richard and I. We're staying in a hotel tonight, and I hope he enjoys that I charged $8,000 to his credit card. Make more money, darling.
But for many, this wasn't true, as many speculated that the real reason behind the divorce was her infamous podcast on the bed with the legendary rapper Drake. After her divorce, she would hang around other NBA stars and celebrities, like she was trying so hard to blend in with pop culture to be liked by everyone, which only made matters worse. She would get wasted in clubs and carried out by strangers.
Bobbi being carried out by a man looking just very limp. The man was later identified as Sean, who carried Bobbi outside of the bar, sat with her outside with her in his arms, and then in the video you see an SUV picking both of them up.
This fueled the narrative that Bobbi was being passed around by rappers and had abandoned her 2 little kids to live like one of those ladies on reality TV shows. Professionally, things were also falling apart. Her once promising partnership with Funny Marco went sour. They announced a joint comedy tour, but the project was suddenly canceled. Marco later explained that Althoff's minimalist style just didn't translate to a live audience.
But when people pay their hard working money, I really care about that. So when I'm on stand-up tour and I'm selling out these tours, and then me and Bobbi be able to come together and people are paying their money to come see us, I really want that to get better. I don't want it to be the same. I don't want to take nobody money if you can't get it again. Let me start there. Let me say that. If you can't get the money again, you don't need to be doing it twice. That's like with anything. With promo, if you're doing promo, don't be out here trying to scramble for money and take people hard work money to just do it and use your platform and then go about your day, because it's about like a relationship. A relationship is very important. So the fact that I feel like I did stand up before and I'm still doing it. So I understand, I'm learning how to entertain a crowd. And it's not the same thing that you get on Instagram. This is real life where people are going to look and they want the energy and they want the feeling. And I feel like Bobbi was stiff a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey man, let's really work on this. Like, and I paid script writers, like, let's really get them a show. And where she told me, that's not me. Bobbi's like, my comedy is me not talking a lot. And I'm like, shit, this is different. Like, you can do that on the podcast, but in real life, this is different. So her comedy was different from what she said, from what she wanted to bring to the show, which I can respect. You know what I'm saying? There's not nothing about me getting mad. I'm not saying you're doing nothing wrong. I can't, but I just don't agree with it.
This fallout added to the growing idea that she was a one-trick pony whose act had run its course. By 2025, the narrative had completely flipped. The internet's attention, which once felt like a warm spotlight, now felt like a harsh interrogation lamp. Social media was flooded with clips dissecting her interviews, with many users saying her shtick was lifeless and that her downfall was deserved. While she still had a big following, the general vibe had shifted from fascination to fatigue. The final nail in the coffin came in July 2025 when Althoff announced she was ending the Really Good podcast. In a final episode, dressed in a funeral-style all-black outfit, she spoke to her audience with her trademark sarcasm, but this time, you could feel the defeat underneath.
As you guys know, this podcast started off just with a girl with a dream to make more money. And I knew when I started
that it was going to go places. I didn't know I would fall off as quickly as I did, to be honest. I did think this was going to last a bit longer. But nevertheless, it lasted a minute, and I'm proud of the accomplishments I have. And
She didn't offer a detailed reason, but the message was clear. The ride was over. Bobbi Althoff's career was like a house of cards, impressive and built with shocking speed, but fundamentally unstable. Her signature shtick, the very foundation of the structure, became her biggest weakness when people saw it as disrespect instead of comedy. And finally, the combination of professional conflicts and personal turmoil was the breeze that made the whole thing collapse. Ultimately, her story is a classic cautionary tale for the creator economy. It proves that a vibe can only get you so far. Without substance or the willingness to evolve, the audience will move on. So what do you think? Was the backlash against Bobbi Althoff deserved, or was she just a victim of a fickle cancel culture? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm out.